Racing games has always been one of the more demanded games on the Play Store, with so many options to choose from right now and so much more on the horizon. Whether you're in for some good old competitive racing, open world driving, or realistic sims, November has been so good for that matter, and today I'm going to talk about some of the most amazing free-to-play games ready to pick up and play for your Android and iOS devices as well. Let's go. Alright guys, at number 1 we've got the one and only Wreckfest. On the Google Play right now as of only 10 days ago. If you are in the need of an urgent racing next level experience guys, Wreckfest is in fact the number 1 sold racing game on the Play Store of the month. The game is just jam-packed with content, customization options, and dedication in its visuals, controls, and quests. Check it out in case you missed it. The game takes you down for $10 and there's one problem with it. It'll actually take you down for 5 GB of space.
In the game, your moment of fame, show them what you made of.
Coming up behind that, we've got Ace Racer. Now, this is actually sitting on TapTap only as of this moment and ready for pre-register since about 2 weeks ago. This game's said to be coming out fully by the end of the year. It is a realistic, just casual luxury car racing that takes hints from games like Need for Speed and to some extent Forza Horizon. The game is all the way free, it is playable only online, and in case you missed out on, this is how it really looks.
Turning the track up, I'll never go back down. Handle with my heart.
Coming up behind that from roughly 3 weeks ago, we've got over here Racing Master by the one and only developers NetEase, sitting on the Play Store with almost 100,000 downloads and a 9 out of 10 review score. Racing Master is a real-time sim racer with some legitimate next generation physics engine, featuring some like north of 100 licensed real-world cars and racing tracks from all over the world. In case you're wondering, less than 100 MB of space and all the way free. Next up at number 4, we've got Car S. This is actually the beginning of a new series of parking sims, I believe, and one that actually managed to pull it off in like a big way since October. Car X has it, quite frankly, all it really takes to be a good racing game. It is free, got a multiplayer, it's less than 100 MB, it's actually 60 MB of space only, some superb graphics for such a size, over 100 off-road SUV supercars and different types of vehicles to just choose from. Game sitting on the Play Store with super review scores, and it is playable both online and offline. Next up, we've got from earlier this month. This is a much awaited futuristic multiplayer racing game by the same developers of Mr. Racer with over 10 million downloads on the Play Store. What is called over here Radix Racing Metaverse. Just a very smooth combination of the games such as Burnout, Need for Speed, and the added ingredient of metaverse-based aesthetic, and mainly an online game. Here's how it works. The game somehow takes you down for only 70 MB of space, and it is all the way free. Sitting on the Play Store since February this year, with a literal 5 out of 5 review score. Unless one of you goes and head over to the Google Play and throw in a 1-star right now or something, we've got a number 6, what is called Real Driver, Legends of the City. My opinion, just an absolute gem and single-handedly the most underrated game of all time on the Play Store. This is a racing driving sim with super good graphics, takes you down for 200 megabytes of space, free of bugs, with such a rewarding gameplay. Just bravo. Rush Rally Origin is, I'm not gonna lie, personally the favorite game of the list today for the whole year. Cause I'm pretty sure nothing will beat this one's system, gameplay system, because I've just for the longest time have been waiting for something, a Death Rally makeover. If you've ever played the old 3D Realms Death Rally, which is just a top-down racing shooter and fighting game, this game is even way more fun than that, with the main focus on racing. It's not free though. Takes you down for $5. The full game though, a free-to-play demo for it is also available on the Play Store. Alright guys, moving on with a 4.6 review score and over 1 million downloads since only 2 months ago. We've got over here Car Driving Online. You don't want to get fooled by the title though, because the game is not really much of an online, though it really has a good support for online, with some next level graphics, highly realistic physics, online multiplayer modes, and also this is an open world. It's somewhere between Forza Horizon and the Grand Theft Auto, whereas you mostly ride cars and tune them, but then you get to walk all over the city. Check it out, game takes you down for 700 megabytes of space though, and it's also playable all the way offline. Moving on with over 100,000 downloads and on the Android devices only. We've got over here free-to-play mostly drift racing game that just came out going by the name Race Max Pro. Car racing. Graphically, this game is really good. In terms of actual gameplay, it's really fine-tuned, almost console quality, works great with a controller, tons of content and different mods to choose from. Game's all the way free, and there's one problem. It takes you down for almost 600 megabytes of space.
Car Simulator San Andreas is a driving simulator in which you will enjoy freestyle.
From earlier June this year, on the other hand, we've got over here Car Sim San Andreas, technically a driving sim and a racing game to an extent, and one with a decent amount of content for its specific type. Now, obviously, as the title suggests, as you can see, the game takes place in San Andreas. It's pretty much Grand Theft Auto, except you can't really leave the car. However, you get to drive a very diverse and really graphically amazing pool of really advanced cars and some really good controls to go with it. So keep it in mind.
The map is well detailed.
From roughly 3 months ago, we've got over here at number 11 something called Drive Zone Online. This is specifically one of the good driving games that underwent the shadow of a couple of really big racing game announcements earlier this year. It is an online-offline open world racing game with really good graphics. Gameplay wise, it's really good. Game's free. It's downloaded over 100,000 times ever since a few months ago, and this is actually captured on a phone. Moving on, once again, we've got Carrick's Street, which is probably the best looking racing game that came out in 2022, and it's also been a long time coming, so this game is just fine-tuned to almost perfection. The game takes you down for 700 megabytes of space. This is actual gameplay. At the moment, however, Carrick Street is available only on iOS devices and only in a limited number of locations. The Android version, however, and the worldwide release are scheduled for sometime later this year, so keep it in mind. Moving on, we've got Horizon Chase 2. This is a series of award-winning racing games. However, as was the case with the first game in the series, which was an Android game only, Horizon Chase 2 over here is at the moment limited to iOS devices only, just like Car X Street. This game is a true retro classic with a multiplayer option, and it's quite easy to say the most vibrant game in today's list. It runs well, it's got a campaign, lots of mods to play through, and coming to Android devices and PCs as well early next year. Epic Car Racing, on the other hand, came our way barely 2 weeks ago, which makes it officially the latest racing game released this month, just right behind Wreckfest, the first game. The game's sitting on the Play Store with a really good review score and about 5,000 downloads only. It's, in case you're wondering, and as you can see, an extreme physics-based, fast-paced racing sim where you do mostly drive cars off a cliff, turn on nitro and destroy everything in your path. The game's all the way free and playable offline. Now, at number 15, we've got Hot Lap League from earlier this year, April. Actually, the most downloaded pay-to-play racing game on the Play Store, the Google Play, and it's just the closest thing to Trackmania, the console game, but on cell phones. The game takes you down for $5. It is probably the only game today I wouldn't change a thing about it, to be quite frank. It's an absolute phenomenal of a game. The graphics are really good, music is on point, got tons of mods and maps, and it even supports controller. Check it out in case you missed it. At number 16, the oldest game in today's list from a tad over 2 years ago, we've got Racing X Experience sitting on the Play Store with a 4.6 out of 5 review score, and just as far as you could probably get to Forza Horizon on your mobile devices. This game's got a great customer support, a really big list of cars, and fully adjustable. The physics are very good, and it even supports a controller. If you do want a racing game like Forza to just free roam and all over the place and just race around whenever you feel like it, the game, it's definitely the one for you. If you're still not sure which multiplayer racing, parking, and driving sim game to pick up and play in today's list without hesitation, up until this point, well, Club R online car parking game came our way around April this year, and it is perhaps one of the best car drifting games with just so many different and unique elements thrown in for a good measure. Respect for its developers, game is really fun to play all the way free, and the graphics are honestly next level. And last but not least, we've got Project Racer. This is a driving game rather than a primarily racing game, pretty much like Gran Turismo or Forza Motorsport. Probably the best thing about it is that it is actually designed for Android devices, like it's an exclusive mobile game. So the controls are pretty good, pretty smooth, it even supports a controller, and when it comes to content, it's just wow. There's just so many mods to play through, so many things you can do, the game is jam-packed with stuff. It is right now available on TapTap and its official website, so keep it in mind.